We have seen in the previous online classes what are coordination compounds, what are the different types of ligands, different types of complexes, that means anionic, cationic, etc. And we have seen what are coordination sphere, what are the species present inside the coordination sphere, and what is ionization sphere. So here I will explain once again before going to next section. So we know this is a coordination compound and we have coordination sphere represented by square brackets, and inside the coordination sphere we have iron, which is the central metal ion, and we have 6 ligands. These constitute the coordination sphere represented by a square bracket. And we know this is the coordination number, that is the number of ligands surrounding the central metal atom or ion. And this coordination sphere have 4 negative charges, and hence it has to be satisfied by 4 K plus ions. So this is the ionization sphere. So for any coordination sphere, there will be a coordination sphere. The coordination sphere could be positively charged. They are called cationic complex. If it is negatively charged, it is called anionic complex. If it is neutral, it is a coordination compound. In the second part, we move to nomenclature of coordination compound. To name a coordination compound, IUPAC has set certain rules. Using these rules, we could name a coordination compound. A set of rules are framed by IUPAC for systematically naming the coordination compounds. So, we move to nomenclature of coordination compounds or naming of coordination compounds. To follow IUPAC name for naming of coordination compound, first we have to identify the positive and negative part of the coordination compound. So, to identify the positive and negative part of the coordination compound, we have to identify which is the coordination sphere and which is the ionization sphere. So, IUPAC rule states that to name a coordination compound, always name the positive part first, that is the cationic part, followed by the negative part, that is the anionic part. If the positive part is the ionization sphere, you have to name the ionization sphere first, then the coordination sphere. If the positive part is the coordination sphere, and we know coordination sphere contains ligands and metal ion. So the second rule states that name the ligand first. If we are naming the coordination sphere, inside the coordination sphere, we have to name the ligands first. And the ligand has to be named the alphabetical order. That means if the coordination compound contains two ligands, cyanides and bromides, Cn minus and Br minus. Alphabetically, bromide is first, then cyanide. So we have to name bromide first, then cyanide. Then name the metal ion. So the second rule states that name the ligand first in the alphabetical order, then the metal ion. Now, naming to the ligand, we have to think about the number of ligands. If there is two ligands present, we have to use the term di as a prefix before the name of the ligand. For example, if the coordination compound contains two cyanide ions, I have to name the ligand by a prefix di, dicyano. If it contains two chloride molecule, dichloro. If it contains three ligands, then we have to use the term tri. If there is four ligands of same type, tetra. Five ligands, penta. Six ligands, hexa. For example, if a particular coordination compound contains 6 Cn minus ion as the ligand, then we have to name hexacyano. There is an exception, that is the fourth rule. If the ligand contains the Greek prefix di, tri, tetra, etc. For example, I am taking the ligand ethylene diamine. In this particular ethylene diamine, we have a term di. So this di term is already present in the name of the ligand. Then I cannot use the terms di, tri, tetra, etc. Instead of di, I have to use bis. Instead of tri, I have to use tris. Instead of tetra, I have to use tetrakis. Instead of penta, I have to use pentakis. So these terms bis, tris, tetrakis, pentakis, hexakis are used instead of di, tri, tetra, penta when the ligand is having a terms di or the ligand is a chelating ligand. That means if there is 3 ethylene diamine molecule, then the prefix is not triethylene diamine but trisethylene diamine. If I am taking the ligand is oxalate ion is a chelating ligand. Then if there is 4 molecules of oxalate ion, then I have to use tetrakis, not tetra. The details are summarized here. See, for mono, one number. If there is only one ligand, I use mono. Two ligand, I use di or bis. Bis is used if the ligand is having the term di or it is a chelating ligand. If there is three ligands, we use tri or tris. Four ligands, tetra or tetrakis. Five ligands, pentakis, like it goes. So, IUPAC's first rule is always the name the positive part, then the negative part. Whether the positive part is coordination sphere or negative part is coordination sphere, when we name the coordination sphere, we have to name the ligand first. That in the alphabetical order. And then only we name the metal ion. Use the terms di, tri, tetra, penta, hexa for representing the number of ligands. If the ligands are chelating or if the ligand bears a name di, then use the term bis, tris, tetrakis, pentakis, etc. The names of the ligands that has to be used in IUPAC nomenclature are summarized here. See, I have Br minus ion. For Br minus ion, it is bromide ion. I have to use bromo, not bromide, it is bromo. F minus fluoride ion, I have to use fluoro. Cl minus ion, chloro. O2 minus ion, oxo. OH minus hydroxo. Cn minus cyano. C2O42 minus oxalate ion, oxalato. Carbonate ion, carbonato. Acetate ion, acetato. Now see here, these were the charged ligands or negatively charged ligands. Moving to ammonia, NH3. Ammonia, I use amine. If H2 is the ligand, I use aqua. If NO is the ligand, I use nitrosyl. If CO, it is carbonyl. Ethylene diamine, ethylene diamine. So these are the naming of the ligand. That means this has to be used when we name the coordination compounds. After naming the ligand, we have to name the metal ion. When naming the metal ion, we have to consider two cases. If the coordination compound is a neutral one, or if the coordination pair is a cationic species. If the complex ion or coordination pair is a cationic species, then the name of the metal is used as such. If the metal is chromium, we use chromium. If the metal is iron, we use iron or ferrum. If the metal is copper, we use copper. But in the second case, if the complex ion is anionic, that means if the coordination pair bears a negative charge, then we have to put the term Ate at the end of the name of the metal. See here, if the metal is iron, I have to use ferrate. If the metal is copper, I have to use cuprate. So At is used only if the complex ion is anionic. Now finally we have to identify the oxidation state of the central metal ion, and it has to be represented in symbol bracket in Roman numeral at the end of the name of the metal ion. If the oxidation state of iron in a particular compound is 2, we have to write ferrate or iron, and symbol bracket we have to use Roman numeral 2. So name the ligands, then name the metal ion. When naming the metal ion, we have to think about the charge on the coordination sphere. If the charge is negative, use Ate at the end of the end of the metal ion. And similarly, represent the oxidation state of the metal ion in symbol bracket using Roman numeral. So, taking a suitable example, we illustrate how we could name a coordination compound obeying IUPAC rules. So here I am taking a simple compound K4FeCN6. When I look into this coordination compound dissociate to 4K plus ion and FeCN6 4 minus. That means for this coordination compound, the ionization pair is having positive charge and the coordination pair is having negative charge. So according to IUPAC terms or IUPAC rules, we have to name the positive part first, then to the negative part. In this compound, the positive part is the ionization pair. So I name it as potassium. Since Potassium is the ionization sphere. I need not mention how many ions are there because we won't give importance to ionization sphere. So just name the positive part, that is potassium. Now we move to the second step, that is naming the negative part. IUPAC says name the positive part followed by the negative part. This negative part is coordination sphere, which contains ligands and metal. Here the ligand is Cn, cyanide ion. Hence I have to use the term cyano. So I am naming the ligands first and I am using the term cyano. Now how many ligands are there? 6 ligands are there. So I am using hexacyano. See, 6 cyanide ions are there as ligands. And I know Cn is not a chelating ligand and the name of cyanide does not contain di-tri-terms. Hence we prefix the term hexa. So the name becomes hexacyano. So we have named the positive part potassium followed by the name hexacyano. So up to here I name potassium hexacyano. Now we have named the ligand. Now we have to move for the metal ion. See, the metal ion is iron and the coordination sphere is bearing a negative charge. So we have to use the term ATE. So the name of the metal become ferrate. So I name the compound first positive part, that is potassium, followed by ligands, number of ligands, hexacyano, followed by the metal, that is ferrate. Why ATE? Because the coordination sphere bears a negative charge. Hence the name become potassium hexacyanoferrate. Now finally we have to represent the oxidation state of the metal ion in symbol bracket. See here, total oxidation state becomes 0. 6 minus, this is X, this is 4 plus. So total should be 0. Here 4 plus, this is X unknown, oxidation state has to be found out. 6 minus. So net effect, the charge of ion become 2. Hence potassium hexacyanoferrate 2. Now see here, when I am writing this particular name, you just see potassium is the ionization sphere and there is a gap. This is coordination sphere and there is no gap within cyanoferrate or hexacyano or between the oxidation state. That means the coordination sphere should be written continuously, while ionization sphere and coordination sphere should be a gap. So the name of this particular compound is potassium hexacyanoferrate 2. You got it? Take down. Okay. Now we take another example and illustrate. See, I have a coordination compound here. CrCl2 H2O 4 times Cl. In this coordination compound, there is 2 ligands. One is H2O. 4 H2O molecules are there. 4 water molecule. And 2 Cl minus are there. That is 2 chloride ion. So 2 types of ligands are present in the coordination sphere. This coordination compound on dissociation will give you Cr, Cl2, OH2 4 times plus Cl minus. That means the coordination sphere bears a positive charge and the ionization sphere have the negative charge. So, as per IUPAC, we have to name the positive part first, then only the negative part. So, the coordination sphere has to be named first. When we name a coordination sphere, we have to use the ligand first. So, we have to name the ligands first. Here, two ligands are there, water molecule and chloride ion. And when there is more than one ligand, we have to name the ligand in the alphabetical order. So, for water molecule, the name IUPAC says is aqua, and for chloride, IUPAC it is chloro. So, alphabetically, aqua A comes first. How many water molecule are there? 4 water molecule are there. Water molecule is not a chelating ligand. Water molecule does not contain the terms di, tri, etc. Hence, 4 molecules are there. So, we use tetra aqua. Then 2 Cl minus are there. And we use dichloro. So, the ligands are named as tetra aqua dichloro. Tetra aqua why? Because 4 water molecules are there. 2 Cl minus dichloro. Now we have to name the metal. Here the metal is chromium and the coordination sphere have a positive charge. If it was a negative charge, we have to use ATE at the end of the name of the metal. But this coordination sphere is having a positive charge. So ATE is not needed. ATE is not needed. So we can name the metal as chromium. Now see here, when I am taking this particular molecule, I have to think about the oxidation state. Chromium X plus 2Cl minus 2 plus 0 because water is a neutral molecule plus minus 1 is equal to 0. So total is equal to 0. This is minus 1. This water molecule is 0. This Cl is minus 2. Hence X becomes 3. The oxidation state of the metal is 3. Hence we can say the name of this compound is tetra aqua dichlorochromium 3. This full is coordination sphere. So continuously I have written tetra aqua dichlorochromium 3. Now this is the ionization sphere. Chloride ion. I will just mention chloride. So name of this compound, IUPAC name of this compound is tetra aqua dichlorochromium 3 chloride. I hope you are following. We will work out more questions. Then you will be familiar with the IUPAC nomenclature. Take down. Okay, I will go to next slide. Yes, students, you know which is this place? This is our Konkan Railway near Ratnagiri. Okay, back to topic. Hello, come back. Back to topic. Now I am taking NiCO4. Here there is no ionization sphere, only coordination sphere because it contains ligand and metal. And this coordination sphere does not have any charge, so there is no ionization sphere. Here the ligand is carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide, IUPAC name is carbonyl. So we use the name carbonyl. How many ligands are there? 4 ligands are there. So we have to use the name tetracarbonyl. 4 ligands are there. CO is the ligand. CO is called carbonyl. So it is tetracarbonyl. Now the metal. The metal is nickel. And the oxidation state of this metal is 0 because carbon monoxide is a neutral ligand. So X 0 0. So the name of this particular compound is tetracarbonyl nickel 0. Tetracarbonyl nickel 0. The oxidation state is 0. So we may think the oxidation state is 0, need not mention. No, we have to mention the oxidation state in Roman numeral in symbol bracket. So for this compound, the name is tetracarbonyl nickel. Okay. Now take another example. See this compound Cr Cl4 H2O 2 times and there is a minus charge. So here there is no ionization sphere. It is an ion. So here there is only coordination sphere. So I am representing the ligands are water and chlorine. How many water molecules? 2 water molecules. How many chloride? 4. So the name is diaqua. Why aqua first? A capital alphabetical order. So diaqua. 4 chloro, tetrachloro. Chromate. Why chromate? Because the coordination sphere is having a negative charge. Chromate 3 and this is ion. So the name is diaqua tetrachlorochromate ion. See another one. Chromium H2O 5 molecules of NH3 3 plus. So here also there is only coordination sphere. So 5 amine AMMINE which comes before aqua. So pendamine. Then aqua, single aqua, aqua, chromium. The oxidation state is 3 plus 3 ion. So the name is pendamine, aqua, chromium 3 ion. Take down. Now we take some examples and explain the name. You have to give me the name. I will call you one by one. Okay? Are you ready? Yes, we go. The first molecule is NH4 twice, NiC2O4 2 times, H2O 2 times. Here the coordination sphere is NiC2O4 2 times, H2O 2 times. The ionization sphere is NH4 plus. That means 2 NH4 plus. So we have to name the ionization sphere first. Then we have to name the coordination sphere. So when we name the ionization sphere, the molecule is ammonium. Ammonium. NH4 plus is ammonium. So ammonium. Moving to the coordination sphere, we have 2 types of ligands are here. H2O, that is aqua, and C2O4, that is oxalate. So aqua comes first, alphabetical order. So we have to name water molecule or aqua first. How many are there? 2 molecules. So diaqua. Diaqua. Now see here, we have another ligand here, oxalate, C2O4 2 minus, that is oxalate ion. We know oxalate ion is a chelating ligand. So if we name a chelating ligand, we have to use the term bis, tris, etc. rather than di, tri, etc. Hence, here two ligands are there. So it is bisoxalato. So the name of the ligand become diaqua bisoxalato. Now we have to name the metal. Metal is nickel. And the coordination pair is having a negative charge. So we have to use ATE at the end. So nickelate. So the name becomes diaqua bisoxalato nickelate 2. Okay, ammonium diaqua bisoxalato nickelate 2. Take this example. The central metal atom is platinum and we have two ethylene diamine molecule and two chloride ions. And we know ethylene diamine is a bidentate ligand and bis has to be used. This is a chelating ligand and the term contains di, ethylene diamine. So we have to use bis as the prefix. Hence the name of the compound become dichloro bis-ethylene diamine platinum 4 chloride. Take this compound, write the name. Please be fast. See, ethylene diamine is a chelating ligand and there is a term di. So tris, three molecules are there. Tris ethylene diamine. The central metal atom is cobalt, and the coordination pair is having positive charge. So we use cobalt 3 sulfate. See here, three molecules of sulfate are there, but we are not saying. We just say ionization pair as sulfate only. See another molecule. Triamine, triaqua, chromium 3 chloride.